region of Šariš. This region is one of tales and legends, but also the development of human spirit, looking and searching for its mind. The synthesis which was created by nature and the history, Milan Kraus, Protestant priest, said about Šariš. The region of Šariš belongs to those in Slovakia where the borders of historical Župa are also borders of culture and strong dialects. Its neighbors are Poland in the north, Spiš Župa in the west, Zemplín Župa in the east, and Abovsko-Kurianská Župa in the south. The region of Šariš includes river Torisa, Topľa, Ondava, Morava, and Poprad. In the southwest there is Šarišská Vrchovina. The highest peak in the region, Minčov, 1,157 meters high. It is in Čergov Mountains. The center of historical Šariš Župa used to be the castle of Šariš. In 1647, Prešov became a Župa town. The document from 11th century shows that Šariš used to belong to Uhorsko, and this area wasn't invaded by the Turkish army. German and Valašská colonization of Šariš influenced the ethnic composition of citizens and its employment. Besides the citizens of Slovak nation, there is a numerous group of Ukrainians and Rusynians in the north. In the second half of 20th century, the number of gypsies has increased. In 1918, Šariš became part of Czechoslovakia, and today it belongs to the Slovak Republic as a part of Prešov region. The Roman Catholic religion dominates in the area, except the district of Svidnik. In the northern part of the region, which is occupied by Ukrainians and Rusynians, more than a half of citizens belong to the Greek Catholic and Orthodox religion. Reformation in the 16th century reached also Šariš. In the area of Prešov and Bardejov, the Protestant faith of Augsburg religion has been kept. In Bardejov there was a numerous Orthodox Jewish community. In Prešov region, Bardejov is very popular among tourists, and it is written in the list of World Cultural Heritage UNESCO and the center of region Prešov. In Šariš there are several castle complexes, mostly the ruins of Šariš, Kapušany, Zbojnický, Zborovský castles, etc. To the characteristic buildings of the region there belong wooden churches, also written in UNESCO. The topic of today is to show symbiosis of traditions and modernization, which is very typical for this region. Other citizens of SR refer to us as Východniari, and they know us according to our typical dialect and cohesion. In a lot of villages, folk culture, such as folk architecture, clothes, ceremony food, has been preserved. The nature of Šariš significantly influenced the normal life of citizens, and it created traditions that are preserved in the form of folklore. Šariš with its own agriculture and cultural development was an important area. Potatoes and corn were mostly grown, which created the main element of food for citizens. Potatoes have spread in the region since 19th century, and it got its folk term bandurky. They were used as separate food or side dish and prepared by cooking or baking in peel. Before potatoes were spread, vegetables, corn and pulses were the basis of food. From the corns, mostly dovetail, wheat, millet, barley and rye were used. They were prepared traditionally by cooking in water or milk as porridge or as corn soups, quiche. We prepared pasta from cereal flour with potatoes by cating, tearing, grating, throwing. Our typical pasta is gnocchi, which we make by sweet or salt. The oldest roasting meal from cereal are unfermented ribu cakes, which were based for preparing bread. From vegetables, we used carrots the most, and also parsley, turnip, cabbage for preparing soups, and cabbage, which is advisable for simple or typical conservation in diverse dishes. Pulses, beans, peas, lentils, French beans, we used for preparing gruels, soups. Except of plant food, we used animal food too. For example, lacteal production of beef cattle, sheep and goats. By roasting and baking, we prepared mutton, lamb, since half of 19th century pork, and during feast days, poultry. Meat was conservated by salting and smoking in smoke. Meat products were made, gurky and sausages. Occasional meals have individual positions. These were eaten in special days or some seasons. As we are in pre-Christmas season, today we can see here typical Christmas meals which have long-lasting tradition at the area of Šariš. Generosity of the Holy Eve was in various consistence of meals, mostly meals of vegetable products, cereals, fruits and cabbage. Poppy seed and garlic were used. On the table couldn't be missing a wafer of unfermented dough with sacred symbols. The supper began after drinking warmed-up alcohol. To the traditional meals belonged cabbage soup, also of beans, lentils, peas, dried mushrooms and fruit. For the northern part of Šariš, also sour cereal soup was typical. Also, entertainments were typical. Fermented cakes and other kinds of pastry were baked not only for the members of family, but also for the expected caroler. The oldest non-meat food are bubajky, prepared sweet. Main part of the traditional Christmas food is eaten also nowadays. Slowly the traditions connected with Christmas supper, for example cutting an apple, letting walnut shell roofs with candles, crust from honey on the forehead as a protection from everything bad, and many others are disappearing. The symbol of today's Christmas tree, became domesticated in the second half of the 19th century, and it was decorated with walnuts, apples, and colorful papers. The Christmas atmosphere created traditional Bethlehem, which was created from linden tree and wooden plastics, and this made famous makers for far away behind the borders of Šariš. In current times, you can see return to the Bethlehem traditions. They came back to our houses in order to create a magic atmosphere in modern interiors. Šariš was the leading region of production of hemp and flax, and in the north mountainous areas where shepherding was developed, there was also wool and sheep's skin process. From hemp and flax, canvas was made in order to make clothes and housing textiles. People were making canvas at home. Fur and wool was processed by skillful craftsmen. Folklore clothing for common days was simple. The formal one had fancy work or lace or some other decorational technique. By the production of pillow lace have solna bana and soliver been famous. In the woman's clothes are these parts the oldest: underdress, sudnica, skirt, apron, shorts, blouse with sleeves, bolerko, drapery coat, little fur without sleeves and fur. Decorations and head covering had a really important role. A married woman had always her head covered with bonnet. At the area of Šariš, the bonnet was decorated by lace from Sorna Banja or by velvet ribbon.